All Mexican dads are tough on their kids. Why the fuck is he so hard on me? And then you kind of like resent him a little bit, but then the more you grow up, you're like, oh, that's why he was doing that.
You've said you're gonna do something, okay, you do it. You kind of have to do it because then if not, you're just going through life like a fucking fraud. He's telling me to do all this, he's not even willing to do it.
I put everything into it, maxed out my credit cards, and I was on the verge of bankruptcy and a lot of difficult times, man. Luckily, I'm doing well now though.
Welcome back to the podcast. I am Monico. Today we got a special guest with us. We got Eddy Rodriguez. We love having, young Mexican guys in business. We always like to hear their story and how that happens. So I want to start off by asking, do you feel like you got a chip on your shoulder from coming like Mexican background, immigrant families? Do you feel like you got a little chip on your shoulder for that?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Well, I grew up and, my dad is pretty hard on me, so that alone kind of put a chip on my shoulder. But in general, I kind of always felt like, I don't know if I had necessarily something to prove, but, I wanted to kind of pave the way for the younger cats for sure. And pave the way for, people like me, you know what I mean? Because when I was growing up, I didn't really necessarily, see people like me, putting themselves out there. And so it's nice, bro. It's nice to do that.
I think all Mexican dads are tough on their kids, especially like when we were growing up. We're just like, dude, why the fuck is he so hard on me? And then you kind of like resent him a little bit, but then the more you grow up, you're like, oh, that's why he was doing that. Oh, that's why he told me to do this thing. Oh, he was actually teaching me a lesson when he was telling me to do X, Y, and Z. I think like back then, even like me, like I was under appreciative of it, and I was just like kind of resenting him a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then now I'm just like, oh, it fucking makes sense. Like no wonder. And it kind of just comes together. Like okay, he's kind of just like building that future me without even realizing it.
Yeah, no doubt. I worked in construction, concrete, you know what I mean? So I was on my hands and knees, busting my ass. And, sometimes at the end of the day, I wouldn't even be able to feel my hands, bro. Like, even to this day, I still got calluses all over my hands and my back.
What was you doing in the concrete? Were you like...
Flat work.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd be finishing concrete.
Varillero or like finishero? Okay.
No, finishero.
Finishero?
But a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? It's like me, my pops, maybe another guy, we'd be finishing, 10, 20 yards, just knocking it out. Like a driveway, we'd, replace, install same day, bro, busting ass. You know what I mean? So that's what I come from. And, when I got into sales and then when I got into working for, other companies, it was chill. I was like, man, this ain't working. Like, working, busting your ass out there, that's working. And when I got to this, I was like, you know what? I really want to make the best of this, especially as a salesman, selling yourself, being able to, convince somebody and, make them, feel comfortable with doing business with you. That's kind of what it's about for me now.
How'd you transition into that, over? Because you said you go from construction to pretty much working like sales. So I guess you're not really getting dirty anymore. But then at the same time, because I kind of went through it. I'm interested to know what you'll say. You're working and busting your ass all day, 12-hour days and all this, like weekends, that's some hard work. So when you come into you can say more sales, more white collar stuff where you're not getting dirty, it's like you're just bound to kick everyone's ass. If we're on, because all these guys, they just want to work 5 hours, 6 hours a day and just chill. And you come from the stuff bro, this ain't anything.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. Definitely. So when I started out, man, this guy kind of just introduced me into the industry. And honestly, I thought he just wanted me to, pull apart cars and put them back together. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm game. And he had me shadow a couple salesmen, and I realized the potential. And I'm like, oh, damn, man, this is what it's like. This is how easy it is. These guys made it look pretty easy.
Was it all commission?
Yeah, all commission, man. And so after that, they kind of threw me into the wolves. No training, no formal training, none of that. And I was out there door knocking, getting doors closed in my face, and slowly but surely, finally, got my first deal. It took me 3 months of door knocking, bro.
You got the first one?
Yeah, I was pretty bad.
Damn.
I was really bad salesman, bro. But
why'd you keep what kept you kind of going through it?
Dude, finishing. When you're out there finishing on all four knees, you know what I'm saying? Your knees, your hands, and at the end of the day, you can't feel your hands, and that's after, my dad. He's pretty tough on me, but. I was working for him. He was yelling at me, and I'm like, man, screw this guy. I'm gonna go work for somebody else. And then, come to find out, they're kind of pretty similar. I'm out there getting yelled at by strangers, And so, yeah, that entire time, going back to that chip on your shoulder, I remember that. And, as kind of messed up as it was going through that at the time, I'm kind of grateful that I went through that because, nowadays I know what I'm not going to go back to, for sure. So, yeah, nowadays I'm hungry, man. I stay hungry. Even this year we had a really successful year, and I'm still getting after it.
What keeps you getting after it?
Yeah, that, brother. Well, that, the background that I came from, and now I got a 5-month-old, man. So, him and my lady, my significant other, I'm going hard for them for sure. But truthfully, I've been going hard, for myself, the last few years, pretty much since I was like, 21, 22. After I got out of college, I've been hustling, man. 10 toes down, just been getting my money right and waiting for an opportunity. When the opportunity to get this business going came along, I just, I went with it, man. There was no plan B. I put everything into it, maxed out my credit cards, and luckily, it all panned out for me. But definitely there were times where I was on the verge of bankruptcy, and there was a lot of difficult times, man. Luckily, I'm doing well now, though.
Hey guys, let's take a quick break from the podcast. We want to help business owners just like you stay competitive in today's marketplace. So for a limited time, we're giving you 10% off your next video project, whether it's a brand video, social media content, or ads. Just mention this podcast to get started. Let's get back to the show.
So then why would you go from like a job where you're getting like commission or you're getting
stable,
paid, it's stable,
chill,
stress-free,
stressless,
to go into something like owning your own deal and just putting yourself through that stress?
Yeah, it's just the type of person that I was, man. I just couldn't stand somebody just yelling at me and not really caring about me. So that's that was part of the motivation too. Is that I was thinking, eventually, not only do I want to work for myself, but I want to provide a business where I care about my employees. And I like to think that I do that now. I'm providing a living for my employees. I'm teaching them some valuable habits and some skills, and they're thankful for me, man. All my employees are making more money than they've ever made pretty much in their life, and it's been good. So that was part of the motivation too, man, and I hope to keep that going, definitely.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When did you know that you were like really onto something? Because you said you've had it for about 5 years now,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm sure first couple months, couple years are probably a little rough. Like when did you know you're like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel where it's gonna be okay? How deep were you in it? Like,
excuse me. So when I was working for the previous company, I got to become kind of like branch manager type. And so I was seeing the numbers and I'm like, dang, we're doing some good numbers here. Like there's a lot of potential in this industry. And, excuse me. And, that company was so inefficient, everything pen and paper. And, a lot of the salesmen, as good as they weren't organized, and there was just a lot of inefficiencies. Truthfully, I felt like they were, bleeding money, and not to mention they didn't even care about the customers. You know what I mean? They were just trying to get the money, and they were gone. And so that's where I was like, man, there's a lot of potential for somebody who actually cares about the customers and is willing to set up the processes and systems to make this more efficient. So that's kind of how it came to be, but. So I was working for that company. I already started, coming up with names, and then, my business and everything. I already had everything in place, man. And I told myself, as soon as hail hits and Greeley, I'm gone, man. I'm done. I'm gonna go start my own thing, and we'll see, bro. I'm just gonna, bet it all on myself. And slowly but surely. But those first 2 years, they were a son of a bitch, man. Like I was telling you, I can tell you. Many times I've been on the verge of bankruptcy, you know what I mean? Like credit cards maxed out. I don't know what I'm going to do next month. I don't know what's going to go on. Like anxiety, like crippling anxiety, bro, the type of anxiety that will bend you over, bro. And I don't know, man. I'd like to think definitely, somebody was looking out for me for sure. And things came to be slowly but surely. I've been lucky for sure, and a lot of things have been out of my control, man. Like I said, I like to think somebody's looking out for me for sure.
I think that's how all of us are as business owners when we first start out. We're all like, dude, I'm gonna start my own business. I'm gonna start racking in money. Like it's gonna be easy.
Most people,
and then the first fucking couple months kind of come and they hit you in the fucking face, and you're like, okay, maybe I should rethink things a little bit.
Yeah. One thing about me is, I always put my ego aside, and I was making decent money with my company, but it was pretty tough at first. So I was hustling and doing whatever I had to do. I was buying stuff off of Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, reselling it, doing whatever, man. Because like I said, when I first started, I bet it all on myself. Like literally maxed out credit cards, and just try to make it happen. So. When the interest started hitting, I was just, man, I gotta hustle. So that's kind of been part of the deal too. It's kind of been a double-edged sword. Like I took a lot of risks. I over leveraged myself, but at the same time, it just made me that much hungrier. Like I didn't have no choice. Like I had to get this done.
How was the people around you? Did they kind of see you start doing your own thing and be like, oh yeah, good shit, you're doing your own thing, or did they see you and they were like, what the hell are you doing? You're leaving a stable shit over here to go do your own thing, and you're struggling. Wait, just go back. How are those conversations?
I kind of have like a really close circle, and so and truthfully, I don't really pay attention to the noise. I kind of had like a really narrow vision, man. So that's one thing that I never really paid attention to the noise or what anybody else was saying. I don't remember too many times that people were. Discouraging me. There was a couple times where people were like, "Oh, this is what you're doing now," or because I was kind of running through things at the time, but I was just trying to figure it out. But I wasn't really paying attention to the noise or to the critics. Like they said, I don't listen to people on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's pretty important though.
Yes,
Because if you're gonna get anywhere, especially like when shit's going south, it's going bad, and if you let that noise in, it's only going to drive you down even further. That's why you got to like keep your circle small and just focus on the goal and like just work at it.
Yeah, I always just had a feeling that I was going to make it. This is all going to work out. That was always my thing. I was extremely, extremely positive, almost delusional. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I think as a business owner, you have to be delusional because you are going to get a lot of that noise, and a lot of times you're up against the odds, man. Because owning a business is, damn near impossible, man. And, running a business is okay, you know what I mean? Owning a business is okay, but scaling a business, growing a business,
just staying steady in the business, like, because usually if you're not growing, you're dying. Like, and people are like, oh, I'm good. Just at one stop, but you're not.
Because if you're making the same amount you were last year, you're technically losing money because shit's a little bit more expensive.
Inflation.
Like and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you got to be delusional, completely confident in yourself, and as positive as possible. And just tune out the noise, man.
But we're talking about it the other day that I think, like you said, all business owners, when you're starting off, you have to be delusional. If you think about it, like I have to go through all, like going back through it, like you would have to go through all this. Would you do it again? You're like, that's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. It's pretty rough. Especially then you got a family, you got kids, and like you're just like, I don't know if I want to do that shit anymore. So then you have to have that delusion of like, dude, it's not gonna be that bad. We're talking about it like the shit we've gone through. Like, oh, dude, like if you were delusional, you get paralysis by analysis. You start overthinking everything, and it gets scary. You're just like, I'm just gonna hang out here. Because I was the same way from construction. Like, dude, I was doing pretty good. Like multiple six figures doing that. You go from that to like this, where you're not making shit. It's just not working out for the first year or two. And then you're just like, people are like, what the fuck are you thinking? What are you doing, bro? Like, but like you said, you just got to block it out and just tunnel vision. Just go.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Definitely.
I was gonna say for you, what's something that you would say keeps you like sharp, competitive in what you guys do?
Sharp, competitive in what we do. This year I put a lot of attention to systems, processes, checklists, and one thing that I don't like is making the same mistake twice. Like if there's something happening in our shop and it's happening, twice, 3 times, 4 times, we got to do something about that. And
it's a decision.
Yeah.
It starts turning to a decision at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And you are what you do repeatedly. So I want to make sure that those things don't happen in our shop. So that's what I paid a lot of attention to this year, and I've seen the dividends of that. Especially as we're scaling. This year, There was a point in time where my phone was just, nonstop, and I didn't even have an assistant, man. My girl, she got pregnant, and she had our baby literally a week before the biggest storm of my life. And then at the time, I had just signed a lease on a place that we're moving into, and so all this stuff was happening at the same time, and so I was kind of running around with my head cut off. But that it really made me realize I gotta systemize things, and I gotta put people in the right place, delegate to elevate, as they say, and that's what's really helped us out this year is me stepping back and making sure that everybody's doing their job, and holding myself accountable above all, because what I don't like doing is if someone's doing the same mistake twice, I like to think, why is he doing that same mistake twice? And I put it on myself. You know what I mean? Like, I got to do something. I got to make sure that he doesn't do that twice and continues to do that. So that's kind of what's really I think set ourselves apart this year for sure.
What's, like you said, you're building a team to scale. Like, what's something that you look in a team member that you have to have? Like, what are some qualities that?
Dude, building a team has been probably the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, man. That's one thing that's like I'm not really like a spiritual guy, or like I believe in God, but I asked him, like, dude, what I gotta do, man, to
Help me, God.
Yeah, help me out with this cat, because I need some patience. I need whatever. So yeah, I'm not like YouTubing trying to be a leader, how to be a leader, and on a daily, I talk to these guys like try to treat them like family, and just try to treat them respectfully. And honestly, like I'm just looking for things that don't cost anybody to do anything. Showing up on time. Make sure you're working. Make sure you're steady, you're busy, efficient. Those are the things. Pretty straightforward things that don't really cost anybody to do anything. But loyalty is big for me too. But really what I'm trying to do is, mold these guys and mold the company. At the same time, I'm learning this stuff too, learning how to become a leader. And so, loyalty is the biggest thing. And that's what I tell them too. Like, listen, bro, I'm new to this too, man. So be patient with me. I'll be patient with you, and, we'll get ahead.
It's almost like you have to, I'd rather like invest into the person, like rather have them not know anything.
Yeah.
But I want to get the right person in here. The person who's trustworthy, the person who has the right integrity, the person who can be accountable, take accountability for their actions and stuff.
Attitude and effort.
Attitude and effort. Those are throwback to our football coach who used to just preach that to us. Like, that's the only two things you can control: your attitude and your effort. As long as you have the right attitude and you have the right amount of effort, you're gonna be successful. Like, I'd rather have someone like that, and then I'll train them. Right? I'll train them. Like, I don't care. Yeah. But I want to be investing into someone that's worth it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. I'm pretty lucky to have my guys. Like, my main technician, he's been with me like 3 years. The first guy that I hired on, he's been with me 2 years. And the most recent guy has been with me a year. And that's kind of what I preach to him. And I'm constantly telling him about the vision. And, a lot of business owners, they overpromise and underdeliver. They promise their employees the world. That's one thing that I went through, when I was working for other companies. Hey, Eddie, we're going to get you this and that, blah, blah, blah. And, I never did anything. And so that's where I'm at. I'd rather show them the way and hook them up with raises without them asking me, and teach them, invest in them without them asking me. But, yeah, 100%, looking for loyal guys that I can invest in. And, if they do find greener pastures, so be it. But, it is what it is. It's a risk that, you're willing to take. Yeah.
How do you take that, like, that first step when you're first trying to, like, hire the people and expand, like, the business? How do you take the first step from, like, working inside of the business to start working on the business?
When I'm hiring somebody, it's definitely, I think that they got to be right with the culture for sure. Culture is big with me, the hardworking, a number of things that you said. But nowadays, I'm kind of overseeing those guys. Usually my main guys, they know what's up. They know the culture. They know how things work. And I'm kind of counting on them to, oversee the guys beneath them. So that's kind of what I'm trying to build is, where I can oversee the the bigger picture, and then my guys can help me build, the rest of.
But how do
the
you
business.
get to that point? Like, because when you first started off, I'm guessing it was just you, right?
Mhm.
You're working in the shop doing all the repairs. Then how do you kind of like take a step back? Like, I'm gonna train this guy to do it, so then I can focus on other stuff. But then I still got to make sure the work gets done. How do you kind of like let go and start trusting that person?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, from a numbers perspective, if your hour's worth $50 an hour, good and well that you can make $50 an hour, just for numbers' sake. There's no reason why you should be doing anything that's, worth $20 an hour or even $30 an hour. And so it's in your interest to pay somebody to do something that's, worth doing $20, $30 an hour while you could make the $50 an hour and make the difference. So from a numbers game, I'm a numbers guy, you know what I mean? So a numbers game, it made a lot of sense to me. But, as for trusting somebody and teaching them, that's a little bit more difficult to, put a number on that, because a lot of times, you're teaching them, you're putting your effort, your time and everything, and the numbers don't start to make sense. But, sometimes it's not all about business. Like I said, I really wanted to make a business and a company where my guys can reap more, reap rewards from my company, you know what I mean? So sometimes I got to put the numbers aside and just make sure my guy is, got a good head on his shoulders and is learning things and slowly but surely progressing. As long as he's better than he was yesterday, that's kind of where I'm at.
So for you, it's almost kind of like no-brainer, like common sense, like I want to expand the business, so this is what I have to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it, brother, for sure. This is what I got to do, looking at the bigger picture and, delayed gratification, like they said. At the end of the day, I'm hoping this guy will eventually catch up to the point where, I don't have to necessarily oversee him or hold his hand. So that's kind of where I'm at.
You said earlier you were talking about confidence. You said something about confidence.
Uh-huh.
What's one thing that you do to gain confidence?
The work, I think confidence comes with the work, man. I've kind of always been overconfident. That's like kind of a double-edged sword. Like I said, I've been confident to the point of delusion. But I'm confident because whether it was on basketball or football or whatever, man, I was always the first guy there, the last guy to leave, and I was busting my ass, Everybody knew that I had, the biggest heart on the court. And even now, I'm out there getting after it. If my guys need help, I'm out there helping them. And, I arrive early, I take off late. A lot of sacrifice. So the confidence comes with the work, man.
Yeah, because I'm always interested on that, like how people gain their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like the promises you keep it yourself. Like you said you're going to do something, okay, you do it. You tell your employer you're going to do something to your wife, your kids. You kind of have to do it, because then if not, you're just going through life like a fucking fraud.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because you're like,
man.
You said we're going to do this, and then your team sees it like, he's telling me to do all this. He's not even willing to do it. So then it's like,
I'm not going to tell you to do something that I haven't done before. So if I'm telling you to do something, it's because I've done it.
Yeah, as a leader, bro, I mean, you gotta lead by example, and your word has to be impeccable, man. 100%.
how are you adapting now? Because a lot of stuff's technology stuff. How do you adapt now with technology stuff?
Dude, with technology, it's been cool because I'm not technology savvy by any means, man. But you have to adapt. 100%, you have to adapt. And now I'm using 5-6 different softwares to get things done. And you 100% you have to adapt, because you're just going to be left behind, especially these days as quickly as things are moving. You have to move with the times. So I'm YouTubing, I'm figuring things out, a lot of trial and error. I'm reaching out to customer service. A lot of calls with customer service, a lot of messages with customer service, trying to figure out these softwares. But they paid a lot of dividends for sure. And I think as a business owner, if you're not employing these softwares, you're doing yourself a tremendous disservice, man. Now I have an AI pretty much handling the bulk of my leads, and I understand that a lot of people don't necessarily want to talk to a bot, but that's
Like
where
it's kind of working them?
Huh?
It's kind of like working, responding to them and stuff like that?
Yeah, it is, dude.
Okay.
It responds to all my leads, qualifies my leads, and by the time I get to them, I pretty much know what they're wanting. But I understand a lot of people don't necessarily want that, but that's where everything's gravitating toward. Personally, that's what it is. Once you get in with the business, 100%, I'm at your service. You're a call away. But that's kind of where I see a lot of businesses going towards. So I'm adapting that into my business.
Do you do a lot of those softwares for Because I'm guessing it's probably for like billing, CRM stuff, but then for quotes and stuff too, like to be able to give like easier, faster quotes and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything that we do is software based. I mean, literally everything, even from our work files. And one thing that I really got down this year is setting up a systems and processes for the insurance side of things, handling an insurance claim and moving it from A to B or from A to Z, because that's really what we do. We handle a claim literally from the time you drop it off to the time it's done. We're going to take care of everything. So that's where we set ourselves apart, is that, our customers really appreciate us because, we provide peace of mind, if you will. We'll take care of everything, reaching out to insurance, payments, estimating, everything. And, our softwares have really helped us out on that side of things.
Are most of the stuff that you guys do, I guess everything's like through the insurance, pretty much everything that kind of comes through you?
Yeah, insurance is awesome, man. As a matter of fact, we don't even really take anything outside of insurances. Painless dent repair, auto hair repair, that's our bread and butter. It's the preferred method among all insurance companies. And not to mention, insurance, they pay a premium for that type of stuff. And so, there's no reason why you shouldn't, have insurance pay for everything. So, make sure you got full coverage on your vehicle, and we'll make sure that everything gets paid. It's as simple as that.
Of all the services that you guys offer, what's your favorite?
My favorite,
because you guys offer a lot of different stuff now. But
yeah.
Which one do you say like, I enjoy this, like I love this doing this?
Yeah, I actually really like working with my hands. I've always liked working with my hands, and tinting has been really cool. I learned how to tint a few years ago, and I've been doing it myself. And I really like it because I'm able to work with my hands. I'm seeing like an immediate change with these vehicles, and it never surprises me just the difference, between even an old car with no tint or a new car with no tint. It looks like what they say, it looks like a fishbowl, and then we get it tinted afterwards. Like, I love to see the difference, and then the smile on customers' faces, they appreciate that. Yeah. So that's a cool one.
From like all the stuff like that you're learning, is it just kind of like you're YouTubing it, or is it like you have kind of someone there to like kind of show you the way, or like a mentor or someone?
Yeah, I had paid somebody, a local guy, to train us, but it just didn't really work out for us. I didn't really like what we were able to get from that. So I just took the reins and taught myself. And literally became obsessed with tinting, man. I'm talking, 2-3 hours every day. Treated it like a college course, you know what I mean? Every day for, months and months. And slowly but surely, I started getting better and better. And, now I like to say, I've seen a lot of the work that, people all around, Colorado have done. And definitely ours is up there, with the best for sure. And even people tell us, like, hey, you do really, really good work. I've seen the work that goes around town. And, I appreciate what you guys do. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud, not only to have taught myself, learned it, and become, high, really like pretty high quality, but to go in then and teach my guys, how to do it and get up to that quality has been definitely one of the more rewarding things that I've done.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. It's like I've heard and I've experienced it myself too. Like, you're pretty good, like just when you learn something and you're doing it, but then once you learn something and then you're teaching somebody else, that's when you learn even more about it, because now you're just like, oh shit, you're seeing it from a different perspective. Like even in business with you'll find out with your kids and stuff, like once you're like, oh shit, okay, you'll see stuff like little stuff that you didn't see before.
Yeah, that's facts.
Like,
that's one thing.
I didn't even fucking actually know that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of start learning again, so it's kind of like.
I think that's kind of what's made me even a better tinter, is teaching these guys and overseeing them, and then seeing all the little intricacies, and then just noticing random little things. And so, yeah, it's been real neat, man. Like, I never really fancied myself like a teacher or even a leader. So, these past few years, especially after starting my company, and more so these past couple years, I've had to evolve into that role, and learning how to become a leader and a teacher. And like I said, it's one of the more rewarding, gratifying things that I've done for sure.
But you said, do you do like any mentorship? Do you do any stuff like that or anything?
I don't, man. I don't know if I'd have the patience to hold somebody's hand, because my guys, it's one thing, it's kind of like a win-win situation and so forth. But
I was saying kind of for you, like, do you do you have like a mentor like that?
Oh, I don't, man.
The other way around, that's rough, dude. Walking someone through everything.
I know,
No,
I know.
that's
You know, I commend
through it.
Yeah.
dude. I respect anyone who goes down that. You know what I mean, and can offer that service to you know people in need. But no, that's definitely not for me. You know, I think I got my work cut out with my business. But as for mentorship with me, yeah, just you know, YouTube. A lot of podcasts and just try to, you know, read as much as I can and a lot of trial and error. But, yeah, I haven't had too much mentorship, you know, over the years. Yeah.
What's your favorite podcast?
What's that?
What's your favorite podcast? What do you listen to?
Favorite podcast.
Or YouTube guy that you love to listen to? Just learn
yeah,
some stuff.
Earn Your Leisure. I've been on Earn Your Leisure. I think, you know, financial literacy, that's one of the biggest return on your investments that you can get. You know, pretty much for every hour that you learn how to manage your money, how to make more money, or you know, how to be more efficient with money, you know, the dividends, you know, that are going to pay off for the rest of your life. So, you know, I'm really big about financial literacy, like on Snapchat and Facebook. I post stuff like that, and you know, there's there may be like a small percentage of people that appreciate it, but you know, if I'm helping one person, so be it.
Yeah, I think that there's a big thing. There's an education gap on stuff. People think it's just like a money thing, but it's like people that have a little more money or have a bigger business or whatever, they know something that we don't. So it's like it's not really. It's just go learn the thing. It's the 10,000 hours they put the work in to be able to learn the thing. Like you're doing the tinting, you just put so much time into it that you got good, and someone comes up to you like, bro, you make that look so easy. Like, bitch, you don't even know, bro. I've been here nights, all night, you know, trying to do stuff like this.
Yeah, that's one thing that you know, I listened to this interview with Nipsey Hussle one time, and he's talking about mastering your energy, and I really appreciate that. And the more you know, the older I get, I appreciate that because it takes the same amount of energy it takes to you know, make $100, the same amount of energy it takes to make $1,000, realistically, man. But you just got to find the thing that'll make you that $1,000. Or you just got to build your skill set to the point where you can make that $1,000 in the same amount of time it takes for you to make $100. So that's where I'm at. I'm real careful, you know, where I spend my energy, where I, you know, gravitate my energy toward. And, you know, I find that, you know, I've reaped a lot of rewards for that.
You said something earlier that I think is pretty important. You said that when you were learning how to do window tinting, you were obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I think you got, like, anytime you learn something new, you have to be obsessed with it. That's how I was when I was like first learning how to do videos, do pictures and shit. I was like obsessed with it, like for months on end. I wouldn't sleep for fucking days because I was just like up watching other YouTubers, seeing what they do, or trying to learn new techniques or new anything that I could. And I was just like obsessed with it. And I think anybody trying to learn anything new, they have to be like, you have to be a little crazy and a little obsessed with it to be able to actually be good at it.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more, man. You know, pretty much everything that I've gotten better at in my life, I've become obsessed with. And, yeah, just put in the time. You know, you reap what you sow. I actually got it tattooed on my wrist, man. You're only going to get what, you know, what you put in. So I'm a huge believer. That's one thing that I live my life by. You reap what you sow.
That's good. I
Sure.
like that, dude.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from Mr. Dentless in the next 12 months? What do you got cooking?
Yeah, we're actually moving to a bigger place, and you know, it's been a lot of months in the making, man. A lot of years in the making, but yeah, we're moving to a bigger place off of First Avenue on the east side, and yeah, be on the lookout for you know, more videos regarding that. I'll be letting the people know, you know, when we have some soft openings. Grand opening. I don't want to do some big things for you know, our grand opening for sure. I'm probably you know, I want to do it big, bro. My landlord, he's cool, man. He wanted to bring some horses. And that's what I'm saying. We're trying to do something big, bro. Bring some horses. Definitely, you guys are invited. I'll try to do like some chicharrones or something, bro. I want to do something dope, man. So yeah, man, I'm really lucky that I'm in a place to get into a bigger place, and yeah, it's been good, man. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, we'll appreciate you, dude. Proud of you, dude. Doing some pretty cool stuff, dude. That's cool. Like we said, I love watching other younger guys like us, you know, being in business, kicking some ass, and getting after it, dude.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for what you do, man. Providing your platform for people like me, like small business owners. Believe me when I say, it's appreciated. The people appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so we'll put all your links down in the description so people can go check you out. Hopefully hit you up because I see a lot of cars out there that need fixing though, for sure though.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next one.